How do you make watercolor pencils work with your watercolors? I'm going to show you how to do that today. I'm Jess Rice. I'm an art teacher, and beginners are my specialty. I use my watercolor pencils a couple different ways. One way is to use them just like watercolors. It's just watercolor pigment that's a little bit thicker put into pencil form. So I can use this just like a watercolor. I'm working dry onto dry, my pencil's dry, my paper's dry. I could have this wet if I wanted to, but to show it, I'm going to do this on dry paper. I lay a little bit of color down, and I take my brush, just like it's watercolor, get it nice and wet, and as soon as I come over that, it activates it, and it's just like using regular watercolor. I have a nice edge. I can bring that out. I can gradate it just like I would a regular watercolor. So that's one way of using it. Another way that I use a watercolor pencil is I sketch my whole watercolor out using a pencil, using a watercolor pencil rather than a lead pencil. So I can do my whole drawing using my watercolor pencils. I can even use the colors that I want next to things. Say I want a little white house here with a little bit of color in it. Let's switch and put maybe a green tree back here. Not that one. Let's put a darker tree back here. So I can use those watercolor pencils to sketch out my whole painting. And rather than having a lead pencil line, my lines are actually going to disappear as soon as I start floating watercolors into them. Say I'm going to do a little green tree back here. Now I'm going to do wet onto dry again. Very wet paint, dry paper. I can paint my color right into those pencil lines. For the most part, they disappear. It's not like having a lead pencil line against there. Come on this side of it. A little color in my house. Right up against those lines. They pretty much disappear. This one in my tree didn't disappear as much as I wanted it to. That's okay, I'll come back and fix that with a little dark color up against it. My blue's working well. It covers that pencil line, and that pencil line just disappears as soon as I touch it with a little bit of water. These pencils probably wouldn't work quite as well on wet and wet. As soon as you touch the wet paper, you're not going to have a line. They work better on a dry paper. Let's see how that blue line works with a red up against it. A little bit darker red, a little bit of alizarin crimson. You can still see that line a little bit, but it actually kind of adds to your watercolor a little bit. Look how that's bleeding into that green a little bit. That's a nice effect. See if I can get rid of those pencil lines up there just by adding a little bit of sky up in here. That pretty much takes care of them. Pencils are nice to travel with. You can use them on the plane. You can do all sorts of sketches just sitting at home watching television at night. Do a little sketch using your watercolor pencils. Just takes a little brush, a little bit of water, and a pencil. And you can get quite a scene going. Just have a little pencil line here. Let's put a little orange down there, just to shake it up. See how that goes up against that pencil line. Works well. Still have my pencil lines in there a little bit, but they're kind of softer than a lead pencil line. They kind of bleed into the watercolors a little bit. They don't disappear altogether. But I'm liking the effect they make. I like that they're bleeding into each other. That's really what I'm looking for. A little shadow on my roof. A little darker shadow out here. Come up around that side. So you can see how the watercolor pencils are working with my regular watercolors. You can use them by themselves or with your other watercolors in your palette. These are out of the tube. These are in pencil format. Just slightly different use for them.